Let's just jump right into it. Today's title is Victimology 101 Foundational Black America featuring Tariq Nasheed. Now, oftentimes people assume that I am not an American. People assume that my parents are from another country. And you know why they assume this? They don't assume this based on the way that I look. They assume this on the things that I say. So, for example, if I say there is no such thing as racism, then they're going to say he must be an anchor baby. He must be a tether. If I say that I don't believe in systemic oppression, he must be an anchor baby. He must be a tether. He must not be a foundational Black American. If I say I don't believe that I am a victim of white supremacy, they're going to say that he must be a tether or anchor baby. So what you'll find is that if you don't subscribe to being a victim, if you don't subscribe to being weak and pathetic, then they're going to assume that you are not a foundational Black American, which should let you know that being a foundational Black American is heavily rooted in being a victim. The identity of Black people in America is that of being oppressed and being a victim. To be Black is to be controlled. And I've told you all this. So when I say that I ain't Black, I'm free, I'm not talking about I'm not Black as I'm not from America. I'm saying I'm not Black as I'm free from the programming and the propaganda surrounding Black. You are not free and Black. It's impossible. Because being Black comes with a program, and that program says that you will forever be oppressed and you will forever be a victim. That's why Black folks are always getting on TV, crying, complaining, begging, always. If you most 99% of the time, when you see a Black man like Tariq Nasheed on any kind of platform, they are crying, they are begging, and they are complaining. This is 99% of Black men. I don't care if they're on the right, the left, the middle, I don't care. They all have a victim mentality. Most of them have their mother's spirit. But let's just talk about this real quick. Let's just go to the receipts.
What's it? I can't imagine living. What is it like being a man and spending a lifetime looking at white people and complaining about them and trying to get them to let you be a supremacist or a real man? What's it? I can't imagine living a lifetime thinking that some other man, whether he's white, Black, Jewish, whatever it might be, Asian, is holding me back in life. As a man yourself,
right?
What does that feel like?
No, I don't complain to the white supremacists. All of my messages are for the victims of white supremacy.
Right, but your whole thing is about the white man.
The white supremacist, the white supremacist, not the white man, the white supremacist.
Right, it's still about men. They are white men.
No, the white supremacists, because you have white female supremacists too.
So men and women, white.
No, white supremacists.
Right.
Let's be very clear.
What
white
does it feel like to be a man who believe that these people are holding you back?
Right.
And so you spend a whole lifetime building your life around them, trying to stop them, and they're moving on with life and doing what they do anyway.
Right.
What does that feel like?
What do you mean, what does it feel like? I feel like a victim of white supremacy.
So you feel like a victim?
I'm a victim. I'm a victim of white supremacy. Yeah.
And so are they holding you back financially?
Holding me back financially? Well, they can.
Are they?
They can.
Are they?
They can.
No, but are they?
They can.
Well, I didn't ask you if they could.
They can. If I get too powerful, yeah, they'll chop my stuff down just like they chop everybody else's stuff down. For example,
let me
get into that money?
No,
I want to unpack that.
No.
I want to unpack that about that whole money thing.
Are they holding you back?
You can make a lot of money. They'll do the Bill Cosby thing. They can put all types of crazy charges on you. They can deplete your money. So
are they holding you back financially?
What do you mean are they holding me back? I'm in a prison called white supremacy that's global. So we're allowed
Now, what's funny about Tariq Nasheed is, and really, he's an indictment on Black people. I want you to imagine that you all are going into battle, and you have a person that's leading you. And the person that's leading you says, now listen, we're about to go fight this enemy. Now, this enemy has defeated me my entire life. In fact, this enemy has not only defeated me, but this enemy has oppressed me. And I have yet to figure out a way to defeat this enemy. But I want you all to follow me into battle against this enemy. Does that make any sense to you? It can't. Tariq Nasheed is telling you that he is oppressed by white people. He is telling you that he is a victim. And it's so big that it's global. So that means the entire planet is dominated by white people. So my question is, then what is Tariq Nasheed doing? Because this sounds like a losing battle. How is Tariq Nasheed going to defeat something that he's never been able to defeat and that he admits he's oppressed by and a victim of? You see, these leaders are indictments on Black people. All of your leaders, Black people, give you the same speech. It may be packaged different, but it's the same speech. They all tell you the same thing. They tell you that the white man is in charge. The white man, white people are oppressing you and you are victims. Everybody gives you the same speech. So my question is, what is the solution? People ask me all the time, they say, Blanche, what is your solution? I give it to them, they don't want it. But these leaders have never given you a solution. What is their solution? If they can't defeat white supremacy, if they're victims and they are oppressed, then what is their solution? There isn't one. All of your Black leaders are in it for the take. That's it. There's no solution. You can pick any Black leader and they all have the same rhetoric, same talking points, and same results. Tariq Nasheed charged you all to go listen to some people talk about how to beg the government for reparations. He's an indictment on Black people. I took some notes right here and I wanted to say this. I said, y'all confuse passion with truth. So you all think that because somebody is passionate, they are telling the truth. And I keep telling you that Black people lie, and it's a spiritual consequence of Black culture. You all confuse passion with truth. Just because someone is animated and they sound passionate and they seem enthused, that doesn't mean they aren't lying. But you all lack such discernment and such wisdom and such critical thinking to where you're so low vibrational to where you believe that passion equals truth. And this is why you guys always get duped. All a person has to say is that white people are bad and Black people are good, and you're going to follow them. Think about that. Think about the devil sitting back and saying, all I got to do is say white people bad, Black people good, and I got them. And it's because you all exist in such a low and primitive state. Everything you all do is reactionary. You just respond to a stimuli. That's all you do. You never sit back and think critically and think deeply. You never self-assess. You never assess what's really going on. You haven't even realized that these people have been selling this same game to you all for almost 200 years. And you all are still saying you're oppressed. You're still saying you're victims. But let's continue.
So it's just circular rhetoric, Mr. Taylor. You will not allow Black folks to have an ethno-Black state because we're in a global system of white supremacy, sir. So it's just circular rhetoric, Mr. Taylor, sir.
Wait. No, so
you're practicing the religion of white supremacy. It's the open-ended white supremacy, sir.
What's the solution to this open-ended white supremacy? What's the solution?
If I knew the solution, I would be putting it on billboards right now. Black people have not figured out how to not be dominated by white supremacy. The problem is, you know what, unfortunately, a lot of Black folks don't even realize we're in a global system of white supremacy.
This man just said that he is dominated by white supremacy. Now look at this energy he has towards this white man. Now, if he was talking to me, he'd be talking crazy to me, but he's talking to this white man with the utmost respect. with the utmost. He literally told this white man that you are dominating me. I am dominated by you. And this is the guy you all are following. And when he asked him, okay, what's the solution? And he says, well, if I knew, I'd put it on billboards. So you mean to tell me that the guy that you are following, that you all are following into battle, doesn't even know what to do? He doesn't even know what to do. And also he's dominated by this so-called enemy that he's leading you all into battle against. This is why I'm not black. This is why I'm not black. Not because I'm not American. This is why I'm not black. My grandparents on both sides of my family were born in the early 1900s. My grandparents were born in Arkansas, Georgia, Oklahoma. I'm talking about both sides of my family. Their parents were born in Virginia, Arkansas, Oklahoma. You see, I knew my great-grandparents. And if we go before that, they're still American, with my great-great-grandparents being from Oklahoma, Arkansas, Virginia, etc. We have a family book that goes back to the 1700s. I didn't see any whips, I didn't see any chains, and I didn't see any Africa. Nobody in my family is African. Everybody's American. But the only reason that you think that I am a tether or an anchor baby is because of my rhetoric. I'm not a victim, because you all associate black with being a victim. You all associate black with what Tariq Nasheed said. You are dominated by white supremacy. That's what it means to be black. To be black is your status in society. You're saying if you are black, that means you are forever a victim of white supremacy, white people, racism, whatever you want to say. But you hear Tariq Nasheed being well behaved with this white man who he said is dominating him. But let's continue.
That's the sad thing. That's I kind of realize it, but I'm in the minority here. And this is why the white supremacists are so powerful.
Well, okay. Now, you realize white people are probably only 15% of the population of the world.
No, they're less than that. You're 8% of the population.
Okay, 8%. That's fine. And yet, this 8% manages to dominate the entire globe.
Yes.
How come?
Because the white supremacists were smart enough to use deception in a way that has never been used before. Black people across the planet, they've been used to this honor system with dealing with each other, and they have not realized that because most people, well, not most, the whole planet was black at one point. If we
really?
It was.
Can you now Tariq Nasheed just said that black people operated on an honor system. This is what he just said, that black people operated on an honor system. Okay, so if black people operated on an honor system, then what happened? If black people were so honorable, then how did slavery happen? You are saying that black people were honorable, so black people were rounding up slaves and selling them to the entire planet. Wasn't nobody going in Africa and snatching up slaves. The Africans were selling the slaves to the highest bidder. So if black folks were so honorable, how do we have a slave trade? Now, let me be honest. I don't look at slavery how you all look at slavery. The entire planet participated in slavery. This is the way of the world. If you're weak, you get conquered. That's just how the world works. This system of equality and inclusion and diversity, that's pretty much, those are Western ideologies. Those are white things. Everybody being equal, that's a Western concept. That's a white concept. That don't exist outside of Western countries. It doesn't. So this notion that black folks were honorable is absolutely insane. Do black folks seem honorable today? Do these black leaders seem honorable to you all? When you go to a black neighborhood, does it seem honorable? Imagine Tariq Nasheed talking about honoring black people being honorable, and he was a pimp. The irony of Tariq Nasheed saying that black folks are honorable and he was a pimp. But you see him saying that the white man was able to use a level of deception never seen before. He's trying to diminish what he said earlier, that he's being dominated by the white man. There's no amount of deception that can be said that can get 8% of the people to dominate 92% of the planet. That's not deception, sir. That's called superiority. That's called I'm better than you. If you're saying that 8% of the population can dominate the entire planet, that means white people are better than everybody else.
North America, South America?
Yes, absolutely. Look at the Olmec statues down in South America. Even in Britain, they just came out with a story talking about Cheddar Man was a black people up in modern Britain. So we dominated the planet.
The whole planet?
The whole planet. The whole planet.
Okay,
Wait,
great. You have the whole planet.
You guys, are you, Tariq, sorry to interrupt. Are you, do you believe the theory that you guys, black people built the pyramids? Is that true?
Yes.
Of course, of course.
Who else built
believe
them? Who else built them? Wait, who else built them? 3,000 years ago.
Do you believe you were Kangs? Is that true?
No. Who built the pyramids 3,000 years ago?
Well, as a matter of fact,
What's funny is that listen to what Tariq Nasheed is saying. He's saying that black people dominated the planet, and these white people came from out of caves and conquered them. So really what we're seeing is the only reason that black people ever dominated was because there wasn't any competition. The only reason that black people ever dominated was because there wasn't any competition. The moment someone else came on the scene, and it could have been a primitive caveman, Neanderthal, Cro-Mac, when what you all say that the white man came out of the caves on all fours, the moment black people saw competition, they were immediately dominated. Which means that black people, let's just say for argument's sake, what Tariq Nasheed is saying is true. That means that black people are actually the weakest people on the planet. Because we know when black people go outside of their race, the first thing that goes is their color. So they're not genetically superior. So now we're seeing that the moment they have to compete with somebody else, they get dominated. So based on what Tariq Nasheed is saying, black people are the weakest people on the planet.
let me answer this question.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yes. They have just done a set of DNA tests on ancient Egyptian mummies.
Mm-hmm.
They tested a set of mummies. Oh, now you're going to tell me the results were lies because they're white people who did it, and it's all white supremacist baloney. So can't believe it's just like crime rates. It's just like the unemployment rate. All white supremacist lies.
Get it out, make it believe. Come on.
I don't even have to spit it out. You already tell. Okay.
No,
What they found was this. They tested mummies from between 1380 BC until 425 AD. And they found that the DNA of these people is very closely related to the ancient people of present-day Israel, Jordan, Syria. That these were Middle Eastern people. Today's Egyptians, which I don't know if you would call them black, but today's Egyptians have some black admixture, but that admixture showed up about 700 years ago. The people who built the pyramids were by no means sub-Saharan Africans, and that has been clear for years.
And what he's saying is true. And again, nobody believes that you black folks built them pyramids. You have not been able to replicate that. You all are claiming to be the Aztecs, the Incans, the Mayans. Y'all, what you all do is you take on every identity to take credit for doing everything. So who's ever done something great in the world, you just say they were black. Beethoven was black. That's all. So it does. Napoleon was black. It does. So what you all have done is you all have literally hijacked, you've culturally appropriated the entire planet. The main thing that you all cry and complain about, you all have done in mass with the planet. You take credit for everything because you jacked everybody's identity. But you all didn't build the pyramids. I'm sorry. But Tariq Nasheed just told you that he was dominated by the white man. And he's oppressed and he's a victim. And you all are following him. Where is he going to lead you? Could you imagine if Donald Trump said, I'm a victim of China? Could you imagine if Donald Trump said, I'm a victim of Russia? China's oppressing me. Russia's oppressing me. Israel is oppressing me. I'm a victim. Could you imagine if he said it? Nobody would respect him. You see, white people wouldn't follow a man saying that he was a victim. Black people do. Well, I got to say, black people and liberals, same type of brain, same type of spirit. But real white people are not going to follow somebody saying they're a victim, they're oppressed, and they're dominated by another group of people. They're not going to do it. Black people, on the other hand, black people will follow anybody, anything. All you got to do is say, white people bad, black people good, and black folks will line up and support you. This concludes part 1 of Victimology 101, Foundation of Black America, featuring Tariq Nasheed.